So for anybody who followed me on my On the Couch series, you will recognize this guy. Yeah, like that. I'm going to say Rick Garrett. And I think we say comedian, musician, and we know him as the Tenderloin Guy.
Yes.
Which is another great reason that you're sitting here with me today. And again, if you have seen me, you know that I've already interviewed Rick, and there's not a whole lot new to talk about,
right.
I would say. But actually, there is kind of one little thing, because in the last couple of years, you and I both started doing food review videos.
Yes.
And I think that was something, because we each separately, without ever discussing it,
right.
started doing it.
And I had done food blogging for a long time.
Right. And you was specifically tenderloins though, on that too.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I was the big nosher.
Right.
And I always thought that was a lot of fun. And that was where I was reviewing foods that were vegan and gluten-free, and I was trying to do it on camera.
Right.
And then I tried to take it to blogging. It didn't, I just never could get with it all the time.
Right.
I think we both understand that. But there it was, all of a sudden, you were doing these video snack reviews.
Yes.
And I think, didn't I, back at that time, I said, we've got to get together
You
and do
did.
one. Absolutely.
Finally getting a chance to. COVID kind of threw a wrench into everything.
Okay, so I always say rule number 1, we don't mention the C word anymore. We've got things going here. So one of the things is, I think the first opportunity, because one of the things that did happen is I ended up losing my On the Couch interview series that I was doing. I think we had 10 episodes. We considered it season 1. And I actually had, so many things booked up for 2.
Right.
And it all got canceled. And so now this is my new series. I don't even know. This is, like I said, wherever, and it's whatever we happen to be doing. And one of the things I thought, this will be fun. We're going to get you back here. I do have to mention, before we even take off with what we're specifically going to do, is the wallpaper on my computer here is a picture of Rick Nelson. And when I said that, Rick told me what he always does whenever Rick Nelson comes up. And I'm going to corner you on that, because with the camera and then for everybody, you always mention that you were named after Rick Nelson. And you've never really explained any further about that.
So my mom was a huge Ozzie and Harriet fan, the whole family. My legal name is Ricky. Don't ever call me that.
Okay.
I'm warning you right now. Don't ever call
me that.
me
And you do know
that.
that Rick's legal name was Eric.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So she named me Ricky after Ricky Nelson.
But his name was Eric.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool piece of trivia.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, she was the big fan, and she just decided that
that's who I should be.
That's who you should be.
I ended up playing the guitar, and
Have you ever covered any of his music?
I've done Garden Party a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, I bet he's going to tell me Garden Party.
Yeah. Which is a great song. Do you know the story behind that song?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I love it.
Absolutely. And I think, maybe we'll go into that like some other time.
Right.
One of the things I was going to say, though, so, you found yourself, what made you decide to go and start doing the snack reviews on the video?
Boredom. I've been blogging for years, and so before I met my wife Holly, who you know quite well,
right?
I was always just a meat and potatoes guy. I was born in East Tennessee, grew up on ham and beans and cornbread, and so I was a full-grown adult before I tried anything that was ethnic, anything that was out of the ordinary.
Okay.
So Holly and I traveled as musicians. We were doing like 200 dates a year. We were all over the place. And when COVID hit, that all stopped, of course. Right. When the C word hit, that all stopped.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the last things you were scheduled to, we had an event together we were going to do. And the venue was holding out.
Right.
And then the last minute they said, we can't do it. And
right.
Yeah.
So I was just looking for something to fill my time, and I thought that'd be a good way to do. So I've got a YouTube channel called The Tenderloin Guy, where I post reviews of... Lately I've been doing a lot of non-alcoholic beers, because I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, and I've been kind of seeing those, but I don't even drink those.
But I've done, different chips and candies and nuts and
Right.
so on. So
Have
I'm
you-
really looking forward to what we have today.
Oh yeah, it was fun kind of picking out, because usually when I'm picking out for just me, but also obviously, and that is what we're doing today. We have done the thing. We're coming together and we're going to review some snacks, and it still had to meet my dietary requirements.
Right.
And I was thinking, but I don't want to go too crazy because I've got to pick it out for somebody else
Right.
too. So I thought, we don't have to go one right after the other.
Okay.
Why don't we start one? And do you want to go sweet or savory first, do you think?
Let's go sweet.
Oh, okay.
I had nachos for lunch, so this would be a good sweet. Would take the nacho, the savory.
I had for lunch, it was from Trader Joe's. It was another item, and it was so good. It was this Korean, it was sweet potato glass noodles and vegetables.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And it was in the frozen section.
Right.
Yeah, oh, so good. Absolutely. So what we've got here, this is, I can already smell them. And I haven't even cracked it open.
Oh my goodness.
And this is Cinndragons. And I found these were new on an end cap, and what was really interesting, I was showing my sister, and she goes, I keep hearing about those. So if we don't care for them, I guess she's
Your
gonna,
sister will reap the benefits.
I can smell these like they're really, okay, so, give it a,
Holy cow! Did you have, were cinnamon toothpicks a thing when you were a child?
yes.
That's what it smells like. Remember the cinnamon toothpicks? We used to go buy little bottles of cinnamon oil and just soak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've tried that, so I'll let you go.
I'll
Dick.
try not to finger all of them.
No, that's okay. So, they are, they're like little gummy
It's
bears.
a little,
He's
yeah,
gonna show
little
me.
dragon, little gummy bear. These are a little more firm, it seems like, than gummy
Well,
bears.
you know what's interesting is because I've actually never eaten a gummy bear.
Really?
I'm not a fan, believe it or not, of what I call jelly candies. And I just never have been, but I like cinnamon candies
right.
and things like that. So I'm giving them a try. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm not quite getting the cinnamon yet.
No. They smell much more cinnamony than they taste.
Yeah. I'm finally starting to feel it, like the tingle on my tongue, but the flavor's not there. Oh.
Yeah, these are not real cinnamony. And they have a very, I'm trying to think of how to describe the texture. It's not really like a gummy bear.
I'm making that face. If you've watched The Big Nosher, you know what that means for me.
They're all right. They're not very cinnamony. Although they seem very firm in my hand when I was trying to
Yeah, they're not very firm to the bite.
No, they're not. They're a little mushy. And I don't know about you, but for me, a lot of food is about texture.
Me too.
And I don't like the texture of these. So this is a miss for me.
Yeah, now what's really funny is you started it on the Tenderloin blog. He has this rating system, 1 to 5 bites, and I started using that on the Big Nosher. And basically, if something got a 1 bite from me, it means the 1 bite you saw me take for the review is it. And so probably I would have to say on this the 1 bite.
I would agree. That's a 1, yeah.
I would not eat another one of these.
And you said, this is the one you said your sister was fond of, right?
No, she said she'd heard about
Okay.
them, so I guess I'm going to let her try them. Okay, so that was...
The texture of those is kind of disturbing.
Yeah, and it's still stuck in my teeth,
It is
though.
mine too. Sorry for the faces, but there's like
Yeah.
gummy stuff stuck all over my... And I don't have like false teeth or bridge work or anything. It's just this gummy residue, pine tar type stuff.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of putting it.
That may be half a bite.
Half of it. I like that. That's... Yeah, and if you're going hit or... Yeah, I think you've gotten my opinion of that.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
I wasn't real fond of that.
No, I've been saying, though, the good news is if you do decide to try them, Trader Joe's will give you your money back if you don't like them. So that's kind of it. Let's, you know what, I wasn't going to dive right in, but I want to get this taste out of my mouth.
Something savory now, you think?
Yeah, let's, okay, so this was something I found, I have tried, I was telling, This is called Love Corn. This is smoked barbecue, and I've tried the plain. It's kind of like it's just like a corn nut snack. I get all these things that are probably fragrant, and then you hope that that one I don't smell it too much. So, these are small. I'm going to pour some out.
Oh, these are almost like little soybean kernels or something, don't they?
Yeah.
Or
here you can.
Yeah.
They're tinier than
they
I
are
thought.
tiny.
Yeah, they're tinier than I thought.
No distinguishable aroma.
That's why when I opened it. Little tang. I'm getting like a little tang. They're not.
I like the texture.
Yeah.
They are not as corn nuts can be kind of brittle and tough on the outside.
Yeah, you're right.
These are easier to bite. I think I would really like these if they had more barbecue flavor.
Yeah.
They're just very subtle.
I'm getting that. I almost want to say like a sweet tang in the back. But yeah, it's not a very pungent flavor.
Right.
And I'm going to say it's not that I would rule these out ever, I think. I don't know. That's almost, how do you have a not sure bite?
Yeah. They would be a handy snack. I like the texture.
Yeah.
They're nice and crunchy. Sometimes you just want something crunchy. They're salty, but not overly salty. But certainly not overwhelming.
Yeah, at least I was going to say I'm not getting, that is one thing, because I was going to say a lot of times what will bother me about a snack food is it'll have a particular flavor, and all you get is salt.
Right.
And I've run into that a lot. So that isn't. So I think that's a good thing, that your main flavor, and doesn't just be this mouth puckering sodium chloride kind of punch in the nose.
So on that one, I think the flavor's lacking. I think the texture's great. I really do like the texture.
Yeah, and you kind of like crunchy. And you've discovered that.
Right.
Okay, so just as a little bit of break, in all your other reviews, just looking back on it, what was like the worst bite you ever had?
Oh my gosh. I can't, I honestly can't answer that because I can't think of, I honestly can't think of one.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry, folks. Sorry for the disappointment. Good news sells much better, or bad news sells much better than good news.
Right.
If I could say, "Oh, this was awful," it would probably be all over the internet.
It's the first question I thought to ask on that.
Right. You know what? So I tried Pabst Blue Ribbon PBR non-alcoholic beer, and it was like carbonated water. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think what was interesting, and I actually, maybe you'd remember, because I don't, believe it or not, once I upload a video, a lot of times I go and ignore it.
Right.
And I don't remember if I ended up uploading, because I did a lot of reviews that didn't get uploaded. And there was something that I bit into, and I was always, like I said, trying to, I never tasted these things before. And I bit into it, and I went, it was just so bad that I almost couldn't continue with the review. I mean, there were, and I don't remember. I don't actually remember which thing it was now, but I remember the experience where it was just so bad that I could even continue. I didn't want to chew or swallow what I was eating. It was, and it was tough. On the flip side there, what was probably the very best thing you ever did? And you probably have a lot of those.
I do have. If you're talking tenderloins, it's Jimmy B's Tenderloin, which is a little dive bar at the corner of 106th and College in Indianapolis. I mean, the moment I bit into that, I'm like, this is the one.
Yeah.
This really is the one. There's a oh my gosh, there's a brand of popcorn. It's not Smart Pop. It's got kind of a greenish bag. Holy cow, I can see the bag in my name. But they had a white chocolate drizzled popcorn.
Oh, really?
That was incredible.
Oh.
It was really, really good. Are you a popcorn eater?
I love popcorn, but I usually can't have those because it's got dairy.
Right.
So that was kind of... So did you have anything that you were sure you were going to love and turned out to be not so great, and then vice versa, something that you thought you really weren't going to like and turned out to be surprisingly good?
Oh gosh, you know what? So generally, when the non-alcoholic beer market exploded 5 years ago, I thought this is all going to be awful. But I've come across some that have been just absolutely incredible, like a peanut butter chocolate stout. You don't
even think about that.
Right, by Bravas of beer. So that's a big one. There have been some sandwiches that people have raved about that I went to try as the Tenderloin Guy.
Right, and they're just awful. Like the Mug and Bun down on West 10th Street, which consistently ranks number one. Oh, really?
In all the polls, like
Best
of Indy and so on.
Well, your criteria are probably different.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because I'll take something back I didn't like, and somebody will say, "Oh, everybody just raves about this."
Right.
I'm like, not me. But it's funny because Trader Joe's is so great where we are. I've actually gone back with some things, and somebody will say, "Between you and me, I didn't like this either." I won't tell you what because I don't want to, but it's so interesting. And at least, I'm not the only one on this one.
Right. And you're lucky you've got a Trader Joe's almost right around the corner from here.
Yeah.
Not very far at all.
Yeah, and it's really great. They always have new items. So for a while I did right there.
Right.
I had a lot of things on the big nosher that came from Trader Joe's.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun with that.
So you have a dairy sensitivity. You can't consume dairy, is that correct?
Yeah, I can't. I don't break down protein very well.
Okay.
In general. And they say that the molecules of like animal proteins are tougher than like vegetable proteins.
Right.
I guess that makes sense because I have, and then I still even like with nuts or something like that, I have to pay attention to how much protein I'm eating. So it's just in general, so it's easier to avoid that.
So have you found like cheese substitutes?
Yes.
Are they good?
Some of them. There are some, again, that people have raved about.
Right.
And I don't even remember the brand right now, but somebody had raved about it, and I couldn't get past the aroma, let's say.
Oh, yes.
To even get it into my mouth.
Right.
And there are a couple, one is called like Chow, and one is, I think that's how it's pronounced, and there's the Dea, which is not terrible.
Right.
But yeah, they have some decent ones. When actually all this first happened with me, or we first pinpointed it, they didn't even have soy milk.
Really?
There were none of these substitutes, so it was kind of
You were just out of luck, right?
Yeah, just out of it and everything. Yeah. Sweet or savory? Are we going to try?
We did. Let's do sweet. We'll just rotate because we have 4 things, I believe. So we'll just do sweet.
So this one, another Trader Joe's, like I said, it is called Bamba, puffed peanut and corn snacks with hazelnut cream filling.
Ooh, I like hazelnut.
Now, here's the interesting thing. This is one of these things that I got because I didn't think it sounded that good, and I thought it would be fun. I think I've tried to challenge myself with things I don't ordinarily like. I mean, I won't go nuts, but I did that one review that was hot chocolate with the marshmallows.
Right.
And I don't like marshmallows. To me, this is funny. To me, marshmallows are either for melting down and gluing other things together, or torching and putting with chocolate.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. They don't smell too bad. I always smell things because...
I don't smell hazelnut. I smell peanut butter.
Yeah. And because it's a peanut puff.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me... Oh, they're cute. And it looks like they have little... You can see there's little filling in there.
This looks like a dog treat I give to the dogs.
Oh.
Those, that are filled.
Yeah. Does smell good. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
The inside is definitely hazelnut. It smells like peanut butter
Right.
to me. It's definitely hazelnut.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually like this quite a bit.
No, what's interesting about that is I actually, for some reason, thought it was going to be a little bit crunchier.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Okay. So the texture, I don't want to say it's off-putting, but it was surprising.
Right.
Because I was just expecting more of a crunch,
Right.
as I said. And the filling actually tastes a lot better than I was expecting.
Let me
Go for it.
So this outer shell I thought would be really crunchy, but it's
Right.
quite,
Yeah.
it's soft and crumbly, which was very unexpected.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the flavor's not. There's not a lot of flavor in that shell, though. I think most of the flavor comes from the inside.
Agreed. The shell's just there for texture. For me, this would be a 3 out of 5. It's all right.
Yeah.
And if I had it in the house, I would eat them, but I wouldn't go out and buy. I wouldn't go out and buy it.
Yeah, I think that's where I'd go with this again too. If somebody brought them to me, maybe I'd get around to eating them.
Right.
Or now I know I'll just call Rick and say, "Here, I've got something for you."
So what's the calorie count on those?
Oh, that's an interesting thing that this says per serving 150, and I guess it's per bag, in the whole bag. Now, I jokingly say the big nosher count, because this is a serving.
Right,
this is the big nosher
right.
serving, is 460. So it tells you, if you're eating the...
So there's roughly 3 servings in that bag.
Yeah. And so it's interesting that, I'm looking at that bag, and it actually looks like a single serve bag of something.
Right.
It really does. So, But they are interesting. Like I said, I mean, I've definitely reviewed worse things.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah. 3 out of 5 for me. They're all right.
Yeah, I
didn't knock my socks off, but I didn't hate them.
I'd go kind of with the 2, because I'm not sure I want to take a second bite. I saw the second bite with you. And, I guess I always have to kill that taste. This sounds really good. This is jerk-style plantain chips. Now, I think I reviewed plantain chips with the Big Nosher series, and I really actually like those. Those turned out to be a more pleasing, satisfying texture to me than I thought they were going to be.
Have you tried banana chips?
A long time ago, they were fried.
Okay.
The ones that kind of were fried in coconut oil.
Right,
I guess
right.
I didn't mind those. People think I'm really weird food-wise as it is, because I don't tend to like the stuff that it seems like everybody likes.
Right.
And I don't really care for banana.
Really?
Really. I just really don't. I will share, too, maybe some of people who know me from other, storytelling situations. The one thing that people seem to adore, is tomato soup, and I cannot stand it. I couldn't stand it as a kid. I can't stand it now. When people post those memes with the tomato soup and grilled cheese and say, "Oh, this was my favorite," whatever. I have to ugh.
I'm not fond of soup of any kind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now see, I don't mind certain ones, and I actually, when it comes to soup, if somebody says what kind you like, I'll say my homemade.
Right.
Because I can control what's in it and put whatever I'm in the mood for. But yeah, that tomato soup, just the thought makes me cringe, and things, people would use it for sauces and
right.
Yeah.
The only 2 soups that I care for, chili, and some people say that's not soup.
Yeah, that's more of a stew to me.
And my wife makes, from her father's recipe, a beef barley soup that is really, really good.
Okay, this one does not have that strong aroma either. I'm not picking.
I can't pick up any aroma out of that, or maybe just a touch it, but it doesn't smell jerk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that they're so afraid that people are going to be
right.
Spiced by something. Okay. So.
Plantain chips. Well, these feel different than I got 2 of them.
Oh.
Than I anticipated. These feel like a potato chip.
Yeah, and that's what happened when I tried the plain plantain ones.
This is interesting because I was expecting like a banana chip.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
And this is jerk flavor, right?
Jerk flavor.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
Is this the last one we have to review?
Yes.
We're going out on a high note because...
Yeah.
Boy, this has got some kick to it.
Sure does.
Holy cow.
I'm going to say right now, if you don't like that spicy kind of heat that hits you, you probably won't like this.
Right.
If you do, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is very much spicy on the front end. I mean, the minute it hits your tongue, you've got a blast of spice. Now, once you chew a little bit, plantain has a vaguely sweet flavor. So you've got sweet and hot, which is one of my favorite flavor combinations.
Yeah.
May I have another?
Yes.
Because that's really, really good.
I'll send you home with a doggy bag. People still do that?
Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, and I'm going to finish that, but
I like that.
Yeah, this one, yes. I don't know if
If you don't like heat, you're probably not. This has got heat.
This has got heat, and the good part is it does actually have flavor too.
Yes.
Because that is a pet peeve of mine, something that's heat with no flavor.
Right.
And I will say that, I'm not going to go out all the way and give this one a 5 bites with me, but a solid 4.
Oh, I would agree. Absolutely a solid 4.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think would make this a 5 bite for me. If they were a little thicker, so you got a little more of the sweet with the heat.
Yeah, I'm not... it's kind of interesting. I'm not 100% sure what would send it into the 5 for me, but it just gut feels like a 4.
Yeah, it's got good texture, good flavor. I mean, serious heat.
Yeah,
seriously.
Heat. So yeah, that's something. Again, that is definitely, if you like that spice and you like it to hit you immediately.
Yes.
And you're not like waiting for it, then. Definitely.
Something I picked up from my lovely wife, we were eating someplace, and I think she had ordered garlic chicken. I think it was a Chinese restaurant. And she said, I can't taste any garlic. And then she said, and that was the title of the dish, was like garlic chicken. And she said, if it says it in the name, you better be able to taste it.
Right.
That says jerk in the name.
Yeah.
Man, that is the first thing, that is the absolute first thing that hits you.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah. And I do agree with that too. If it's in the name, that you should probably see that. So,
right.
So, what I was going to ask is, I've been seeing a lot more, with the Tenderloin reviews. So I'm going to ask any Tenderloin restaurant reviews lined up for.
Actually, meeting Richard Probst, our mutual friend, for dinner tonight.
Oh, okay.
And going to try the new Roots Burger Bar, which is up on Binford Avenue on the north side of Indianapolis. They have a tenderloin. I haven't been there yet, so hopefully we'll have a new review up in the next few days.
Okay.
Probably first of the week. Not sure when this is going up. But
yeah, and I would like to be able to tell you the date.
This is the easy part of doing food reviews: is sitting in front of the camera and eating.
No, and it also, in general, of this type of show, I don't like to call this an interview show. I just like, me and somebody interacting or doing, because I'm going to be doing different things. And it is, because then you have editing and
uploading and
everything.
Yeah.
So we're there. Yeah. But yeah, this has actually been an awful lot of fun again.
Oh, it's been great. It's good to see you. It's been too long.
Yeah, it has. And I would like to actually open extended invitation to come back, and we could do this again, I think.
That sounds great. And maybe Holly and I, we can all get together and have dinner sometime. That would be,
that would be fun too. And go someplace that has something vegan, gluten-free, and I can review.
We could do like a joint review of.
Right, that would be.
Let's make that happen.
Let's do that.
Yes.
And let's make it happen that you come back and join me wherever.
Sounds good.